All right, here is the speed run of the Excel Esports case, Ironman. So first one, we're just gonna do a little label lookup, which is my version of an index match. Um, check out the link in the description if you want to download these lambdas, by the way. But I just put the competitor, the row label, column label, just looks it right up, says do not round. All right, so now we're going to complete a swimming leg. So the speed, right, is based on swimming. Distance, I remember, is 4 kilometers, right? So distance divided by speed is there, so it's round to 2 decimal places. All right, yeah, distance equals speed times time, distance over time equals speed. You know the drill. All right, bike leg is a little more complicated. So here on a flat, you go 1.0. On a climb, you go 0.7. And on a descent, you go 1.2, right? So I'm going to just highlight these real fast and do my fill color here. So I'll get a nice lookup table. So now I'll also do what X sequence. It's what? It's 189 laps of 20 kilometers. All right, so let's make 9 laps of 20 kilometers. So X sequence, going from 1 to 20, 1, 1, and then repeat it 9 times. All right, and then, so that is, the kilometer on the lap. Then we look up this on here is the number of kilometers, right? Locked. We're turning on here to get the multiplier, also locked. So this is the multiplier, base speed. It's just the same label lookup we're doing before. Right, based on this, and now we are biking. Right, this all just stays locked. It's just always going to be the same. And then we got, speed 2, right? It's just, this times this. And then each of these kilometers, right, represents 1. So it's 1 kilometer divided by that many kilometers per hour gives me that number of hours. Sum up all of the number of hours, right, to get the total number of hours. Wants it in minutes, so I do hours times 60 to get minutes. It says rounded to the nearest minute. So we round that to the nearest minute like that. All right. Now we're going to do the whole race, right? So I remember, we said before there's 4 kilometers in the swim. I'm going to move this down a little bit. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 in swimming, right? Multiplier is always 1. The base speed, right now, I'm going to make this based on here instead. So this is biking. Then, all right, how much do I have to run? Running is 42. So equals sequence 42 kilometers of running. Running. Also, no multiplier here. This, right, instead of hard coding biking, I can just look for whatever that is. This is just, speed times the multiplier and then time. Stuff is also should be the same once we have the speed and the multiplier copied down. Something funky happened there. Let's see. Looks fine now. All right, so we sum these up to get the number of hours, right? Sum of this to get the number of hours. Is the label lookup being weird? All right, looks fine. So that's the number of hours that this takes. It says we start at 6 a.m. So 6 plus this will give us the time. Um, did this go right? Something happened here? All right, this is, oh, this is supposed to be running. Can't bike on the running course. That's against the rules. Running. There you go. Now we're running on the running course and swimming on the swimming course. All right, so that's a number of hours. Plus 6 to get the time, the integer part of that. And then what? The difference, that's a fraction of an hour times 60 to get the number of minutes. It says round to the nearest minute, so we will do so. And then the answer is, the time in this and this format. I'll make this into a number to make my formats happy. Oh, no, it says round. What kind of round are you doing? Minutes rounded down. All right, so not round, but just do the integer part. All right, that'll work. Now we got the answers. All right. So, how many kilometers have you gone after 5? This is a little tricky, right? Because I got this time, but like what's exactly 5 hours, right? So, let's say you got your total time, right, is just, the sum of this I $18. It's got to get a bold $sign in there. That's total time. Now the percent done at 5 hours. So what percent done are you? So if the total time is less than 5 hours, then you're 100% done. If the previous time is greater than 5 hours, then you're 0% done, right? I guess this is now in ifs, right? Yeah. So lots of hundreds, lots of zeros, except for this one, which is like, hey, what's up with this one? Well, let's see. Now so between these, what percentage of this are you completing? Right? So otherwise, what it is the 5 hours minus that amount of time. So that's how much time you were allowed to spend before the 5 hours, divided by how much you actually needed to go the whole kilometer is this minus this. So that's the percentage of the kilometer that you successfully finished, right? Which is, 0.699 something. All right, so that should do it. All right, so we add all this up now. And this was round to the nearest decimal, right? No more floor rounding. Now we need to put positions for everybody in the race. So this after 7 hours. So this I'm just going to redo, but based on 7 hours instead of 5 hours, right? So now I'm just going to do percent done at 7 hours and apply it to everybody. So it is now 7 hours, 7 hours, and 7 hours, right? So I do that. I need to apply this to all of the competitors, which are here. Just, hard code one in like that, and I can make my what if table. Column input cell is here. So that's how many kilometers each one has gone. So their rank then is just but I can't round it. You can't round your intermediate stuff. So no rounding. And then the rank now is this on this whole thing, right? So now I can just, look up who's in 5th place on this rank. Oops, not that far down. This rank returning these names. All right, and there's Nick Loman in 5th place. Probably check that all this is right so far before I do the last level. Yes, looks good. All right, so now for the last level, I'm gonna go back. I need my whole model of the race here again. So I'm gonna put that back in. This now is based on this competitor, right? So now we have to add some a fatigue factor, right? So before I figure out the time and the total time, I'm going to figure out, I don't care about the percent done. I'm going to figure out fatigue modifier and then, speed 3. Fatigue modifiers change at, and this, it says to change it starting at 100, but I can only get the right answer if I start at 101. So I don't know. Somebody tell me if there's some off by 1 error I'm not understanding, but this is the way it works for me. All right, so this goes to 220. It's only 226 and the whole thing. So there we go. Should probably put that right. So sequence 226. So this is the overall number of kilometers is 226. And now my race is numbered that way too. So starting at 0 kilometers, we're going to go at 100%. Then starting at 101, we're going to go at 1 minus that. Then starting this, we're going to go the previous one times this locked. All right, so that is the multiplier for each kilometer. So I just look up this on here, locked, returning here, locked, nothing if missing, and -1, right, for the one that's just right above it. So yeah, 95, folks, right? So speed is now this modifier times speed number 2. Gonna set the times based on that. And then, the total time, could get it from the end or just sum all these up. All right, it's gonna be that rounded to the nearest 1 decimal point. And that is 1,000 points. All right, if you completed 1.5 laps of running leg, well, first that means you did 4 of swimming plus 128 of biking, and then you didn't do all the 42, but you did 42 kilometers times 1.5 laps over 5 laps. So it was supposed to be 5 laps, you only made it 1.5. So you got that. 5 laps, 42, 4 plus 180 is the bike course. There you go. All right, how many kilometers of the bike leg are climbing or descending, right? This I can just get from here, right? Anything that's not 1.0 is my frequency table. So it's these two added together is 126 according to the bottom bar. How many competitors are not featured in the questions? All right, well, X to call all of this stuff, right, are the questions. So now what? Minus not exists on this array. Locked this person. This exists lambda, right? Just looks and see if it exists. It's not going to work with that, but I can get rid of it. So these are the people that do not exist, and there's 63 of them according to the bottom bar. Without the parameter in L7, who won the race? Probably just do that this way by saying, what if there was a race where there was 0 performance decline and everybody competed in it, right? Like this and this. And the column input cell is here, right? So now it is the smallest time of here, returning on here, is Brian Hanley. And then finally, if everybody had 5%, how many people finished within 12 hours? So I just make this 5%, and now I do, Brian still wins. Count if this range is less than or equal to 12. And it's 77. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.